Get those crazies out of the government. We need our Congress for everyone's benefit. The 1%, they just take what they like. We've got to show up and vote for our rights. So vote in November. Vote, a time to remember. Vote, but don't be late. Vote, don't procrastinate. It's our country.
All right, buddy. Let's go.
We can't afford bureaucracy.
How y'all doing, baby? It is Sunday. It is Sunday. It's time for another Blue Dot family meeting, and we're all here, baby. Oh, look at there. John's not on top of his shit. As usual, John hasn't scrolled back up to the top. Sherry Puckett was the first one to jump in. Thank you, baby. Bruce Preston, Michael Johnson, that smart-ass squaw is amongst our midst. Dwayne Twizzle's here. Deborah Douglas and Jeff Curry. Let's see, Jane Prim. Hey, Jane, how you doing, darling? Daniel Mosley's here. Debbie Marie. Tracy Tobias, my neighbor. Richard Phillips is here. BW. Nancy Halverson. Robin Lyons. Kelly K. Duncan, how are you doing? Tony Fisher's here, and they're campaigning hard up in Oregon. Baby, keep after it. We got 9 days, baby, 9 days. Anyway, Deborah Douglas is here. Let's see. Dwayne Twizzle, how you doing, buddy? Jeff Curry. Lord, there's Carolyn and John Majesco. Thank you for being here. Miss Linda's here. Hey, how you doing, Mary Ellen? That stringed assassin is here, so we all keep your heads up. Anyway, thank you very much for being here. Let me jump on down here and see who else is here. Michael Falbister's here. Thank you very much. Anyway, 9 days, baby. We got 9 days away from the most consequential midterm election I've ever seen. And things are heating up, baby. We're coming down to the wire. I spent a good time of my day today on the Tim Cormall show with Tim Cormall, Joe Santorsa, Teresa Black, and y'all know her as Tea Time with Miss T, and Justice Putman from out in Oregon. I'll tell you what, we had a great conversation. I called out my social media friend of the week was on TikTok, because we switched from Twitter friend of the week because we're giving up on Twitter over there on Tim's show. We're going to kick it out the door when we went to social media friend of the week, and I picked Kickback Now. Oh, shit. Man, I'll tell you what, John's memory is just really not holding up nowadays. Snapback Now, I'm so sorry. Snapback Now on TikTok. She's from Texas. She's really great. I enjoy listening to her. Anyway, Travis Johnson, thank you for voting for Beto today. We appreciate it tremendously. Snapback, thank you, Caroline. Yeah, John's mind just goes and wandering around. That's what it's doing nowadays. Anyway, look, let me see if I can get, well, look here. I want to brag on this guy. Let me see if I can get him up here real quick, because he provided dinner for my family yesterday. And Joe Garcia, who lives in the next town over to Mathis, Texas, provided us with some fine brisket. Joe, thank you very much, brother.
Welcome, John.
You definitely know what you're doing there.
Well, I'm trying.
Yeah, you did more than try, brother. That was some outstanding brisket. You know, before
Well, thank you.
before we jump in, Joe, I forgot one other thing before we get started. I got mail. I got
You
mail,
got
baby.
me.
I got mail from Paulette Hallbeck up in Plano, Illinois, and I was so glad to hear from her. I haven't heard from her in a while, and I got a little card. Oh, there. It's the annual turkey football. That's right. How about them Cowboys? That's all I'm gonna say.
How about them
How
Cowboys?
about them Cowboys? And Paulette sent me a nice Thanksgiving card with football on it. And when I opened it up, Lord behold, a little donation, not a little donation, a very nice donation, flew out the bottom of the turkey's butt there. Paulette, I don't have to tell you, darling, how much I appreciate that. You know I do. And thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Anyway, Paulette, long time Blue Dot, long time supporter of this show. And there are many times I would not be on the air had it not been for Paulette Hallbeck. So I remember that fondly, baby. Anyway, Joe, what's
Yes,
going
sir.
on, buddy? You seen the game?
I watched the whole game.
Yeah,
I was from happy to concerned, but the end of the game was a very good outcome.
Yeah, I didn't get to see it. I didn't get to see it. I was on the show today with Tim, and I had a great time. So I didn't miss anything. I seen the ending score, so yeah, that puts me in a good mood. I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, and you had good company.
Yeah, outstanding company, as a matter of fact. Outstanding company. We had a great show over there. I posted it up on. Why's my microphone hanging down way like that? Shit, I done broke something already. Aussie Dave, how about you? You all right?
I'm fine. I'm certainly better than Paul Pelosi. I'm amazed.
Yeah.
What's it been since your last show? 3-4 days. Let's put it this way: in that period, we've gone from Mr. Paul Pelosi being assaulted, and if that Mr. Pelosi wasn't there and Nancy was, she would be dead now.
Yes, she
It's
would.
just lucky she wasn't there. She couldn't have fought off or resisted. And it would be all over for her. But they're out there and on Fox and on CNN, and they're giving defense in respect of it's not such a big thing. And they're talking about it was a gay situation, that they think Paul Pelosi and it was a lovers' fight. I mean, this is disgusting, totally and utterly disgusting, and it should be a federal investigation. I don't know, they're treating it like a friggin' a nothing burger,
Yeah.
just another assault. He was targeted, or she was targeted.
It's a significant event that we all need to pay attention to. No, it's not
Very
a lover's
much.
a quarrel, some bullshit like this. This is a right-wing nut job spurned on by no other than Donnie the Dick or Fox Spews or the rest of the right-wing bullshit that keeps spreading out there. And that's the result. And it's going to keep happening because they're not stopping. They're not going to stop. Donnie's not going to come out and say, "Kumbaya, let's all get together." No. He wants a battle line drawn. And that's the danger of all this bullshit. We got 9 days until the war starts, I guess. Because you know it's coming. It's not the war. I'm not talking about gunfights in the street.
Well, mate, let me put it
Let's
this way.
hope not.
I had a thought. If a war was to break out, and let's say it was a segmented war, meaning that a battle line is drawn or something stupid, I don't know where, but it would be called the War of Stupid, or the Stupid War, or the Dumb and Dumber War. What else would you call it? It is the stupid
I don't
versus
know.
the educated.
I keep trying to figure
it's
out
not,
what a civil war in this day and age would look like.
Anymore.
What would
Well,
that look
they've
like?
got so many terrorists involved. There's too many terrorists involved with the GOP or the MAGA group that don't care about the politics. They just want to be terrorists. And they're inciting things. I mean, here we are, 2022, and we have grown men in their shed with all this flak gear and all this army warfare gear, and they want to use it. They are pumped. They need to take Zoloft. They all need to be on Zoloft.
Like I said
Because
the
they've
other
got
day,
issues.
you're not seeing Antifa hanging around polling booths. You're not
No.
seeing Black Lives Matter out there with weapons hanging around drop boxes. You'd know it if you did.
Well, there is.
Holy shit, you'd know
Well,
it.
there was
Hey,
a
John?
judge. There was a judge. Just let me finish this one. There's a judge that ruled. I'm trying to find the comment here. I'll find it. He ruled that it was okay to be intimidated at the drop boxes, and now the people have hit their local
Yeah.
member and are spewing. And it is a Missouri or something. But this judge said, no, it's okay to be intimidated.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they have their freedom to be in where the location. They're not on the property. They're in public space, so they have a right to be there just like anybody else. But the fact is, nobody else you see walking by is wearing flak jackets.
No.
Mask over their head,
I-
hanging an AR over their shoulder or some shit.
I couldn't see them. They were wearing camouflage.
They
I
were
couldn't
wearing
see 'em.
camouflage. They blended right in, Joe.
Exactly.
They were there, though. I know they were.
They had to be there.
I'm telling you.
But you know about that ranch? I'm not sure if it's somewhere near Uvalde or Freer, where these
Skywalker
guys-
Ranch or something, is it?
well, there's a ranch where they refurbish tanks and military equipment, and they have a permit to do that.
I think
And these are working.
Where'd they get the gear from?
Oh, you can buy it from PDO, Property Disposal Office. They dispose of tanks too. They just make it where you can't shoot the gun anymore.
Well, these guys are using them, and they're working.
There are some. Well, I would not doubt it because there are some licenses that you can get that you can actually buy a fucking tank and have it shoot, but it's under strict guidelines and everything. From what I understand, I don't know anybody that has one, but I think I know where you're talking about.
Yes, sir.
Outside of Freer, between Freer and Laredo.
Somewhere out there in the boonies.
Yeah. There are several. Believe me, there's several areas around here that I'm overly concerned about sometimes. Hey, let me
Yes, sir.
thank Karen
Well,
Van Wyk, who just came in with a $5 donation and said, "I am voting blue all the way down the ticket, and the Republicans know where they can stick it. Stick it
Amen.
up their butt." I'll say it. Thank you, Karen. I appreciate it tremendously. Notice I didn't screw up on the name.
I'll
here.
give you a guide here, John, and this is reporting that I got off CNN, and it was reporting on CNN, and there's an average that when a president's in term, that every president gets or his staff or whatever it may be get threats
Right.
against them. It's just bitching people, the Karens and the Kens, just ringing up their local member or sending letters to the president, and they're threats. And there's only around about 800 per year per term. So the term is 4 years, right? No, sorry, 800 per term. So that's 800 over 4 years.
3,200.
With Trump, and since Trump, which is the last year of Trump, they done the survey again, and it was 9,625 threats towards, most of them towards Democrats, of violence. So 850 in 4 years for Obama.
We're in a different
Threats,
world
which
today
is-
over here, Aussie. This
To
is
9,600. That's a how many?
we're living in a
1,000% increase.
different world, baby. Things have changed.
It is different.
Bernadette, are you with us, baby?
I am.
Oh,
Okay, good deal. How are you?
how you going, sis?
Go ahead, Ozzy.
No, I said, how you,
doing-
sis?
I'm doing fine. I do have some people in YouTube saying that your volume is low. I don't see
Okay.
that reflected upon my side, but if there's some way that you could turn your volume up, John, perhaps you
Let's
should
see.
do that.
Is that any better? Let's see if
I'll have
that's
to
any
ask
better.
YouTube.
I think this controls my ears, and I think this controls my mic. I think it does.
Okay.
See, because I can
Now,
turn it down, all of a sudden I just fade away to nothing. Then
No,
they
don't
bring
turn
back
it down.
No. We'll
Don't
we'll
turn-
leave it back up.
The one
They're
you
saying
need.
that's
That's the one you
better.
need.
There you go.
They're saying that's better. Okay, so thank you for doing that. Now that we got that fixed, since Elon Musk has taken over Twitter since last Friday, it's only been a couple of days. The use of racial slurs has gone up somewhere between
Yes.
5 and 1,300%. Okay,
Yeah.
he himself retweeted some bullshit misinformation about the attack on Paul Pelosi today, which is absolutely fucking disgusting. I wish Congress would make a law to hold these social media companies responsible for the bullshit that's posted on their sites, especially the misinformation. Because
Well, hold on to your britches, because Twitter was
this
just...
is why. Oh, Twitter is out of control, and
Yeah.
Twitter's going to be out of control. And as soon as he let that fucking asshole back on, it's going to get even more out of control. And I suggest anybody who's using Twitter, if you don't want to play in that realm anymore, get the hell off of there, because, you know, it's going to be a shit show, and it's going to get increasingly worse. And you know, these assholes are not going to stop until somebody gets killed.
I got plumb entertained today by Joe Santorsa on Tim Cormall's show. He's like the Ed McMahon over there. He is everything on that show, and he does a segment every week called The Clown Car that I just thoroughly enjoy. But he decided that was it when Elon Musk took over Twitter. He decided he was going to leave, but he left in a big way. He thought, well, you know, if you suspend your account and just close it, you can always come back. So Joe decided that the only way to do this was to absolutely burn the bridge, soak it in gasoline, light it on fire, blow the damn thing up, and make sure you can't never come back. And he let go with a tweet that, yep, within seconds he was kicked off the platform. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, Musk has said, you know, first thing he said was, oh, well, the bird is free. And then the second thing he says, well, I'm forming a council to determine what people can and cannot say on Twitter. Hello, how's this free speech?
Yeah.
No, this
Yeah,
is controlled speech. And if you don't like it, then you kick them off. But if you allow this garbage to continually be spewed, which obviously he does because he spews
guess what?
himself, he ain't no better than Trump's Truth Social.
He's turning
I
out.
understand.
Wake up.
I understand that Elon Musk tweeted today, and he tweeted some ignorant bullshit, and less than 2 hours later he took it down. There you go.
Oh.
Welcome to fucking Twitter, you moron. You're a great businessman, make money, but guess what? You know.
You know what his new label is, don't you? You know what his new title is?
What's his new title?
Chief Twit.
Yeah, he's the Chief
Twit.
And he named himself that. So take it for what it's worth. Yeah, he calls himself that. That's exactly what he is. It's gonna, he is gonna, I don't know, open it up to more bullshit like there ain't enough out there already. And if indeed, well, you know, he's going to invite Trump back on. Now, whether Trump comes, that's going to be the big story because, you know, Trump's got his own fucking thing. Why would he want to?
You know what, John? Herein lies the responsibility of every person out there listening and using these social media platforms. If you know it's a crock of shit, I got to ask the question, why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? And do you really need that in your life? Because that is what these things have devolved into. Okay? So it's up to you whether you can continue to use Twitter or use Facebook. These are not the platforms that they used to be.
No.
They are seriously
Not in this political
used against democracy at this point. And it is up to us as individuals to say, yeah, I'm going to keep doing that, or no, I'm not going to do that anymore.
Well,
So-
you know, that discussion was kind of had on Tim's show today when
Yeah.
Joe came out and said he quit, but Justice and Miss T both said no, they're going to stay and fight. Now, anybody that knows me, I have a Twitter account.
You're going to lose that fight. You're going to lose that fight because it's already devolved into garbage. And
Well,
I'm sorry, but garbage in, you get garbage out.
Right.
What are you
Exactly.
fighting for, and what are you fighting against?
I think both of them think that if they could just reach one more person on a reasonable level to get them out to vote and vote in the right way, then I think that's their passion. You know,
You might
it's
as well
just
be on Truth Social
yeah.
because that's how many people you're going to reach.
Well, you know, they could say the same thing about my show. You know, who am I reaching? I think
You're,
we've
you're,
got,
abs-
we have
you're
a big
absolutely
reach.
right.
But
The people that are here because they want to be here. Okay,
I think
we get a troll in every once in a while,
Yeah.
but we also do still continue to get new subscribers, and that's by choice.
our family
Everybody
continues to
who's
grow.
here is here by choice.
Well, I think
We choose sanity.
Yeah.
we choose a direction. We
Well,
have a belief system
This is
that we're all trying to move towards. And right now, the Republicans don't have a fucking platform for shit. Nothing.
Nope.
Let me tell you,
Huh.
the type of people you're dealing with, Mr. From Maricopa County, is that right?
Maricopa County.
Maricopa County? Yeah,
Out in
Randy
Arizona.
Kaufman, Mr. Randy Kaufman, Republican. I think he's a senator or a minor role in the MAGA movement, but police were patrolling outside the children's preschool, or it was preschool and junior school, and when they walked past, they noticed on the police report he was adjusting his he was making personal gender adjustments, right? He was wanking, he was masturbating outside the fucking children's school. He was
Yes.
arrested and charged.
Yes,
You know about that one, do you, Bernadette?
I read the
How
the
disgusting.
article.
And
Yeah.
everything, there was, there may be one news story about a Republican who's cheated the system or done something wrong, which is mainly what it's all about. When it's never a Democrat, I say that with impunity. I do not know of a Democrat that's been caught in a sexual act outside a preschool or a junior school.
I've never heard of one.
Now,
but
never. And also, the next story is always about sexual offences or sexual things.
He was sitting in his truck, wanking himself, watching
Basically, yes.
interracial porn. So, that tells you a lot about the person who's sitting there committing that act.
Exactly.
Okay? And
That's the sort of people MAGA. That's the sort of people MAGA is. We haven't got those sort of people in our family. If we're not a cult. MAGA, let's get it right.
The sort of people that MAGA
People come
is
and go.
went and hit a 82-year-old man in the head with a fucking hammer.
Yep.
That's
And
disturbing
then
there's a
to
problem.
me. That is a
And
problem.
yesterday,
Let me throw this out here
Arizona
real quick
AG.
before we go on. I saw
Sure.
it going in the chat. When I saw it, I went, oh yes. Carolyn McJasco just wrote in the chat, and I didn't know if anybody else knew. Bolsonaro lost in Brazil.
I saw that.
Outstanding.
I
Yeah.
posted it too.
that's
Lula
just
won,
come on the news.
and,
Yes.
and fascism was beaten in Brazil today.
There you
And we
go.
can do
Big
the same
time.
thing here, guys. And all you have to do is go to the polls and vote.
That's the only
Right now.
requirement for
Right now.
democracy, is that you participate in it, that you vote, that your opinion is worth just as much as the richest person in this country. The most influential, the most powerful people in this country, their vote is no more powerful than yours. This is where the playing field is leveled, in the ballot box. It doesn't matter how rich you are, what kind of stature you have, nothing. The only thing that counts is your voice, what you decide. And it is so important that we all get out there. So if you haven't made a plan yet, man, this is late, 8 days away. Come on, let's get after it. Make sure you're ready. You can get in that booth and just you'll feel better about the whole damn ball of wax. Because believe me, it's going to turn into a ball of wax after voting day.
Well, you got to laugh. I mean, what about the story of the 4 police officers that arrested a woman for road rage and put her in the back of the cop car, and they hear a train horn coming. And they're fucking running for their lives, and the guys turned around and said, "Was she in the fucking car?" "Yep."
Are you shitting me?
And the car's fucking...
This happened a while back ago, didn't it?
Only a few weeks ago, a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. Yeah, the cops
She
run
sat
off and left her in the
police
car. Holy shit, they run and left her in the car, and boom, and train hits the car. Boy, howdy
It's
shit.
awful, but it's funny. It's
Yeah.
awful, but funny, you know.
It is.
And she got some serious injuries from that. She was
yes.
really injured.
I would
She's
imagine
going to be
get hit by a train.
millionaire after this.
You know.
Yes. What happened to you? Well, I was arrested. They put me in front of a train.
Ain't it sad? Ain't it sad? Well,
It is sad.
it is.
sad.
That we
It's
have.
disgusting. It shows self-preservation of a police officer, doesn't it? He's supposed to serve the people, not
Yeah,
kill
not
them.
so much for that. Put yourself in harm's way for. Yeah. That ain't, when the train's coming, that's out the window, ain't it?
Sad
How
but
long
true.
would it
It
take for
happened,
one to
in
press the
Uvalde.
button?
Yeah. Yes, it did.
Oh, God.
Yes, it did, Joe.
They
Don't make us cry.
They put themselves first and the children last, and that's what I really can't
Yeah.
stand.
Uvalde has really
Not
impacted
one
not
man
only
with
the world.
balls.
You know, it's hit everybody.
But I personally could say, give me that AR-15, I'm going in, and fucking crawling in my hands and knees and hope I get him on a 50-50 chance if he doesn't see me, I'll get my shot off. But you're not there.
77 minutes.
But in saying that, the sort
You know
of
what,
police
John?
training they have,
I don't think anybody listening to this would have waited 77 minutes, regardless of the odds
That's
of what
the
would
hard
happen
part
when they
to
open
accept.
that door. There's
I may
only
talk
so
a
much
lot
of
of-
that you can take. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, speaking of the gentleman who got caught outside, doing his thing in front of the preschool
Yeah.
there across the street, I ain't got no problem with somebody doing self-love. Okay, ain't nothing wrong with that. Okay, ain't nothing
did I
wrong
get
with
kicked
that.
off?
No, you're still with us.
Okay.
There
Anyways.
ain't nothing wrong with that. But take your ass home and do it in private. You ain't supposed to be
Yeah,
doing it on
yeah.
the street.
Nobody wants to watch your
And
ass.
especially across the street from a school. So
No,
if
I
you're doing
will.
it across the street from a school and you get arrested, that's on you, bruh.
Yeah, that's your ignorance
Yeah.
showing there.
Yeah.
Should have been
Well,
home.
but no major TV stations are covering it. I haven't seen it on. I did see a bit
I
about
admit
it on
I haven't
NBC.
seen this. I have not seen this.
No.
I
If this is a
posted
Democrat-
a story a couple of days ago. It happened. It happened a couple of days ago, and homeboy should be ashamed, and
Take it home, brother.
should
Take
be
it home.
embarrassed in public
You know.
because you're in public. Go home.
What
You
what
wanna
happened
wake
to
yourself, knock
that
yourself
politician out of
Just
New
take it
York?
behind closed doors.
Who am I thinking of? Took a picture of his
What?
pecker and put it
Oh,
on.
not David, not
Carlos
David Bird.
Danger.
Huh?
That was
God dog it!
yeah, damn, John.
I know it. Put you on the spot. Put
Your
everybody on the
amnesia
spot.
is jumping into my brain now.
Yeah. It'll come to me in a minute. He gave up his whole
Let me
career
tell you
because
what
of
we're
that.
talking dirty. What we're talking about, dirty GOP people.
Yeah.
And GOP member David Bird was
Bird.
on tape apologising for 20 minutes to 3 female victims when he was a teacher, a basketball coach at a particular school, and Governor Lee was the governor at the time,
Right.
apologising for sexual misconduct. And
Anthony Weiner was his name, by the way. Sorry to interrupt.
I've got Johnson. Yeah, Anthony Weiner showed his wiener. Yeah.
Anthony Weiner. How could we forget the name when we're talking
Yeah,
about that?
right.
Jesus.
Wasn't he married to a politician?
Yes,
Another
he was
politician?
married. He was married to
To,
Hillary's right-hand girl.
Yeah. One of Hillary's,
Right,
Hillary's
right.
staff members.
Well,
Right.
we talk about what's his name, the short little politician that didn't get taken down for his time with the wrestling people. What was his name? That Jim Jordan. Right. This is like Jim Jordan. This is the same. This guy's apologising. But Governor Lee and Beth Harwell, who was a member of Governor Lee's staff, crowded around him and said, look, we'll deal with this, we'll investigate it, the police will interview the people, and guess what? The statute of limitations ran out on it after they kept putting it off. They saved him from being prosecuted
But
as
that's
a
the
sexual
GOP
offender.
way. That's
Yes,
the GOP
exactly.
way.
Exactly.
You know,
You know, they ran Al Franken out of the Senate for what? For nothing. For nothing. For
for
a
a
photo that was
Yeah.
taken as a joke, and oh my God, look at here, and they run his ass out. You
All
know,
these people we've been speaking about the last 5 minutes that committed sexual offences, if any one of them was a Democrat, the fucking
oh shit,
the
are you
TV
shitting
would
me? They'd be
explode.
screaming it from the top of the rooftop. You know, look at there, pedophiles. I told you.
here's the
You know,
difference. Here's the difference. That you cannot shame the GOP. I mean, Jesus Christ, these people made the man who said grab him by the pussy the
their guy,
president.
their guy.
And now look what we have to deal with. You can't shame
Yep.
these people.
And-
They have no shame.
And that was the
They
least
have
of
no
what he
moral.
has said. Look what he's saying now. Look at the divide this man is put in this country. For what? For his glory? You know, it's
Yeah.
scary times in this country because of him. You know, Donald
well,
Trump,
you
he's
know,
just getting on a roll, though, baby. You wait until
Brazil
after the
gives me hope.
midterms.
Brazil gives me hope that the people
Yes.
of America can do the same
We
damn
can.
thing.
We can. And I think it's going to happen. I don't think the polls are reflecting the numbers that we see going to the polls, for one thing.
No, they're not.
Yeah, everywhere
John, I
we
know
look,
they're
there's
not.
record. No.
I know they're not. First of all, they are not pulling all these young kids that are out there that want to save the freaking planet
Look.
from burning the fuck up.
They want a planet to live in a society that they
Thank
can
you.
trust.
You
Right
know,
now-
how about all the women that want to have rights over their own uterus?
Yep.
They ain't pulling these
But
people.
there is a certain group of this country. What was
That
it?
certain
Was it
group
George
has a lot
Carlin
of
that
money
said it?
and they-
When
they got
fascism
a-
comes to
a
America, it'll be
microphone.
wrapped in a flag carrying a Bible, baby.
There it is.
And that's
There
what
is.
that they
We call
use that patriotism, that religion, to
But
sway
we
them.
physically saw him molest the freaking flag.
Yes, he rubbed his pecker on it in my book. They went nuts, so they love it, and they still love it.
Him do
That
it.
group that came down here to see him in Robstown, holy shit! Come on,
But that
man,
was a
have a
flop,
little
John.
dignity
That
left
was a
in your
flop.
life, huh?
Robstown was a flop. The numbers were low.
Yes.
And he had it outside because
Yeah.
the
Well, when
venue
you're-
was concerned.
When you're in
they
the middle
wouldn't-
of it,
he
it kind
wouldn't
of looks
pay.
large, you know.
But the venue was concerned that he wouldn't pay, so they didn't want to mess up the venue.
Hey, he could have had
hadn't paid.
he could have had the Bayfront Auditorium down there, the Selena
He had-
Auditorium, down in Corpus,
He
right
has
on the
$2
Bayfront
million.
with lights going everywhere. It's too big. You can't fill
There's a
that
bill of
place
$2
up.
million
He knows it.
throughout America from venues he hasn't paid. $2 million in venue fees he hasn't paid. No venue's going to give him a venue soon.
But that should
None of them
not.
are venues.
It should not be a surprise to anybody. He's run his business life the whole time in that
I'm
same
telling you.
model. You know, it doesn't matter if you're a contractor building a wall or a brick fireplace or whatever the fuck that you agreed to build for him. Whatever that price is you agreed, forget that shit. He ain't going to pay you. He's going to take you to court because he think you did inferior work. And look at here, get you a lawyer and come to court. And he would literally drive contractors, especially small ones, out of business, tying their ass up in court.
That's what he's trying to do with the government.
That's exactly what he's
Yes.
trying to do.
He wants to own it.
He thinks
Didn't
it's
he say
his
to Bob
already.
Woodward? Didn't he say to Bob Woodward on the video audio thing? Bob, everything's mine.
Yes.
That's what he said
yes.
to Bob Woodward.
Everything
Well,
is his. And
he'll
thanks
have
for
a-
reminding me. I did another chapter this morning, and again, I remind people if you get this book, hold on to your britches, man. It is so difficult, especially this chapter because it is recorded at Bob Woodward's home on a recording device, sitting there with the phone on speaker. So the audio is not that great in this one, but the man is just delusional, and it doesn't take you long listening to this stuff to realize that. He cannot complete a single fucking paragraph about one subject. He's off on 15 tangents. And probably
Good.
somewhere in that conversation is going to say, get me the pictures, let me show him how big the crowd was. It's
Good.
always
Good.
centered around
How
him.
many judges are listening to that audio book? There must be a few judges listening to this audio book Before they see Donald Trump, now they're going to have an insight.
Well, if you
to what
listen
his
to
head
the
is.
audio book, that's something else that he brags on how many judges he's put. He put 180 some odd judges on the bench. And thank you, Mitch
owns
McConnell, for that shit, because Mitch McConnell was holding them up as much as he could under Obama. Always remember, Mitch McConnell's booked the long game. He's not playing for today. He's playing for 10 years from now. And they realize it's all in the courts. Everything that happens ends up in the courts. If you control the courts, baby, you control every fucking thing.
Look what happened. Look what happened in Arizona regarding these people hanging out around
There you go.
ballot boxes with guns and all the rest of that. Now that case is being appealed to the 9th district, and good, and an emergency appeal. So good on them, because that guy in that case was one of Trump's judges.
There
And
you
for
go.
him to get up there and say that what these people are doing, they are not hurting anybody, when they are clearly intimidating voters and saying they're going to dox these people.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that?
Well, how do they know what they're voting? They could be Republican voters.
Doesn't
You know what I
matter.
mean?
They're
Oh,
putting
no.
their vote in a ballot box, and that's all that they care
They,
about.
I figure if they
Because,
think
you
it's a
know.
Republican walking up there, they'll be giving them the thumbs up or something, secret code or some
Well,
shit.
that explains.
Yeah, but
How you
Yeah,
doing,
I'm
Sandman?
That explains
I'm all
why
right.
Trump said. Sorry, mate. I'm saying just that explains what Trump said earlier on last week. Didn't he say don't vote early? Because
Yes.
he wants to know
There-
that all the
there you
drop
have it.
boxes.
Hey, the
everybody
pillow
who
guy's
went
out
to
there on
a
his
voter box.
little campaign out there telling people don't vote until election day.
Yeah, they all do it.
Except Mike Lindell came out and told them that if they got a ballot in the mail,
Yes.
don't vote. Just save that and take it to the polling place to go vote. And if they say you can't vote because you already got a ballot, whip your ballot out and show them. In most places, carrying a
Of course.
ballot into the polling place is illegal. I'm just saying.
In California, you can return your already filled out ballot, sealed in the envelope and the whole bit, just like you were
Right
gonna
on
mail
election
it.
day.
You can return it to the polls, should you want to. It is not hard to do elections in the United States.
No,
The Republicans
never has
are
been.
making it difficult.
They're making it
And
as
it's
difficult, and they
bullshit.
put people out there to try to intimidate people from
Yes.
going to a polling place or to go to a drop-off box. And like I said earlier, none of this is coming from the left. This is all right-wing nut job shit, and it could all be laid on the feet of Donald Trump. That's who did it. That's who's doing it.
And the Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas with
Yeah,
his
he
wife
ain't
out
helping.
there, and this is all from stemming from Arizona and everything.
Arizona's
Yeah,
going to be in the
yeah.
news this time because that Katie Lake or whatever her name is out there. If I win, I accept it. If not, fuck you. That's what she's saying. Anyway,
Well,
let
that's
me
a
jump in here real quick and thank J.P. Lee, who came in. James, thank you. Came in with $15 donation and said, top prosecutor David Raskin, expert in national security and terrorism, just added to the Orange Anus stealing government documents case. Things should really start getting interesting soon. Methinks indictments flying soon after midterms. I think you're right, James, and I think the first one might come out of Georgia, but I'm expecting movement after the midterms. What that is going to entail, I hope it's indictments. But whatever it is, this is the scenario that concerns me, because Donnie is going to gather up the voices that are going to be screaming fraud, and they're going to. The Republicans, if they don't win, my God, it's all fraud. Donnie's going to gather those voices up, baby, and then he's going to
Challenge everything.
well, when he starts getting indicted, he's going to use that. They're persecuting him. They're coming after him. We have to rise up and take our country back. All this bullshit. I'm afraid it's going to be a fearful time in our country in the next 2 years. I don't
Well,
want to
John-
predict that shit,
John,
but that's what I'm seeing.
Did you realise this week that the DOJ, I don't know how, but apparently they got a hold of 1 million communication, comms, vocal and text between every agent and the base, and base to every agent. They've got copies of it all. Don't know how they've done it, but it's been reported on MSNBC. They have all these, I've acquired it all. They're going to find out everyone who was involved,
Yes.
everyone that was part of it. And
there was evidently some weird shit going on there with the Secret Service. You know,
very weird.
Very weird. And the Secret Service is one of those institutions that we look at as to be non-political. Their job is to protect the president and those around. The higher, and if they get politicized, well, boy, howdy shit. How far are we away from a third world country situation to where we just take control and that's it?
Well,
What is it that? Go ahead.
I got a senator here that objected to the election, and he objected, and the next thing you know, he went to Russia in 2018. It's John Kennedy.
Yeah.
And now
Y'all need to get rid of that guy
John,
down there. Same man.
Yeah, listen. Yeah, I know. Look, John, the Medical Reduction Act, when lower prescription drug price.
Right.
He's trying to claim that he's the one that co-wrote the bill.
Bullshit.
And he voted against
He
it.
voted against
He
it.
voted against
Same man, they rely on their voters being dumbasses because they're not going to go check. They're not going to go check, and they didn't know to begin with. They'll listen to any bullshit that any of them put out there because they ain't going to go look, see if it's true. You know, so they can just feed them bullshit.
Crawfishing? They crawfishing, they're fishermen. They ain't got time to look at no news here.
No, you're right. Most working people, they don't spend all day in the news. You know, it's you have to be involved in the in our system by choice. You know, we can't force anybody to be involved in politics. We can't force them to go vote. We have to rely on the motivation of each one of us within ourselves to get out there and do the right thing. Our society has depended on that for generations.
You got a Michael Cloud, I got a Gary Graves that said he voted for the infrastructure bill and he never voted for it. I mean, these guys here are something.
Oh man.
Well, you know, Phil
lying works for them. You know, it doesn't matter if they fucking tell a lie or not. Their constituents are going to believe whatever the fuck flows out of their mouth.
Yeah,
they don't care whether it's a lie or not.
Not showing
because they're stupid.
No, Ozzy, it's not that they're stupid. It's they don't.
Hang on.
Listen. They don't care.
Well,
and
that's
when
obvious.
we on this side realize that they don't care, and
They're
it's
zombies.
really that simple.
Yeah,
It's not a
appropriate
matter
for
of them being
Halloween.
zombies or cult followers or any of the rest of that shit. They just really don't give a fuck anymore. They don't
That
care
many?
what their leaders say. They don't care
Bernadette,
what their leaders
got
do.
too much-
They don't care what their followers do. You could go out and beat somebody in the fucking head with
You
a
could
damn
shoot
hammer.
somebody on Fifth Avenue and you
He
wouldn't lose a
said
vote.
that shit.
And that's what they
And
believe.
Hey, can I I like to interrupt here. I'm sorry. I'm gonna state something, and I know this is facts. If that would have been a black guy with a hammer and he hit Paul Pelosi, he would have been dead because they would have put so many shots in him.
Absolutely.
It would have been ridiculous.
True.
Absolutely.
I don't think
You
anybody
were not
doubts
wrong
that.
about that.
I
And
don't
you
think
were
a soul
right that he
doubts
was a
that.
black man right off the top.
Hey,
They
Bernadette.
they would blame Black Lives Matter. They would say, you know, this is political, how stupid they are, and blame Black Lives Matter just to get the people to hate that organisation.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, like
and
I said,
This is just
you're not seeing Black Lives Matter hanging around voting booths. You know.
it's
You know what they
about
don't want?
Charlie Green becoming
They
vice
don't-
president?
they
Hold on, one at a time. One at a time.
I'll let you go,
They
Sandman. You go,
don't
Sandman.
want
Go ahead, Sam, man.
They don't want unity. They don't want
No.
unity. That's the problem. These people
No.
don't want unity. No way they want
They,
unity.
they they're right now doing the best they can to divide this country. They want the division. To what end, I don't know, because there's not. I don't think there's enough Republican within the Republican Party. It's already split. We know that. There's the MAGA crowd, and then there's the conservative Republican crowd. So the battle is over in the Republican Party. And not all Republicans are going to vote for Donnie or going to vote for his ilk that are election deniers and stuff. A lot of them are going to flip their vote because of this. And so I don't think there's an even split in this country anymore. As a matter of fact,
Hey,
This
y'all
shiny-
know something? Yeah, 150 million people voted in the last election, presidential election. Okay, roughly. We had an 8% increase in that. That's not all Republicans. I can promise you that.
no. And Dave, hold on. Let me put this out there. Miss Linda, a.k.a. Mary Ellen, came in with a $5 donation and said, "Yay, Lula. Hope more countries follow suit. P.S. Fuck fascists and oligarchy." Indeed. Wait a minute. How come? What's Lula? Yay, Lula.
Lula is the guy who beat Bolsonaro.
Oh, okay. That's right.
Now, let me tell you about
That's right.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's latest little act.
Oh,
She was
please. Pray
being
tell.
interviewed. She was being interviewed on Bannon's podcast. He's still out there on his fucking TV podcast shit, doing what you do, but with these lunatics following him, of course. He's got her on the show, and she said when she's VP, when she's vice president, she's going to investigate all the corporations.
Yes.
And
He's
then she
considering
turns around
her.
and says,
That's
in the same
start.
sense, she says, they used to donate to the GOP, but they won't
They're
anymore
gonna go
because
after
of the big lie.
Yep.
So
She's
because they
saying
won't
if
give them money,
companies
they're gonna
don't
attack them.
donate to the Republican Party, just wait until she's in power. They're going to come after.
Yes.
That's exactly what they're saying. And can you
Yes.
imagine that? Can
Communism.
anybody listening to my voice right now
Communism.
imagine a Vice President Marjorie Taylor Greene? Holy shit!
No.
Are you
And she was
shitting
never
me?
elected.
No.
She was never elected, was she?
She ran unopposed. Unopposed. She's got an opponent this time.
Lord,
And
two loonies in the White House.
I mean to oh Lord,
Oh.
Flowers.
I. This yeah. What's his first name?
Flowers is his name, is it?
Yeah.
Marcus Flowers.
Marcus Flowers, in Georgia's
Flowers.
14th district,
Yeah.
which is Marjorie Taylor's district, and you would think that Georgia in itself has got to take a step back and look who you got, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and now you're thinking about pushing Herschel Walker up there. And I listened to a clip today from one of the news stories about Lindsey Graham, his statements about Herschel Walker when he was on stage, and Herschel's right behind him. He's talking about how can, oh no wait, he's on a talk show, and he's talking about how can Republicans
Sean
be.
Hannity's.
He was on Sean Hannity. How can Republicans be racist? Look at here, we got Herschel Walker. I mean, that to me, that's like saying somebody owned a plantation says, "Look at me, I'm a nice guy. Some of my slaves work in the house." You know, what is that?
He's building his own football team as well.
You know, to quote, who was it? Somebody else came back on, Joy, on MSNBC.
Joy Reid.
Yeah, Joy Reid came back and laid it out on him. What do you think? Just because we're black, we all get in line here? You know, there's two black people running in Georgia for the same seat. You just have to pick the one that has the brains and is qualified to do the job. The other one is just, he's an idiot from the word go. And you know he's going to do nothing but sit there and do what he's told.
Can you imagine Herschel Walker, Secretary of Education?
No. Are you shitting me?
We're talking lunacy here.
It is lunacy, mate. It is absolute. He knows the best people. They all know the best people.
Yeah, they all know the best people. You know, everybody that's lined
Oh,
up to
my
support
Lord.
Herschel Walker should be plumb ashamed of themselves. I mean, seriously. You have lost all your integrity. You've got nothing left. If you stood on a stage next to
John,
that man and said, "This is the guy you should vote for,"
Fred Flintstone would do a better job.
anybody would do a better job. You know, what did Barack say? Barack Obama.
Oh,
He's
that
a
was
celebrity
beautiful,
that
wasn't it?
yes, it was a
That
celebrity
was
that wants to
beautiful.
be a politician, and we already seen how that works. Yeah, we did. The last
Yeah,
4 years.
and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
All the other stuff he said. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
He what a great.
I
what a
hope
great
he
speaker.
stays out
What a
there on the
great
campaign
speaker.
trail. I miss that man.
Well, they know they need him. They
miss
need
that.
him.
hey, why can't he run again? Why can't he run again?
Well, because the Constitution limits
There's
the
a
president
law on the
to 2
book.
terms. You can only serve 2 terms as president. That's it. You're gone.
Well, okay. Well, why legislatures serve 40
Let's
and
change it.
60 and 80 years?
Because it doesn't say
Right?
that
Yeah,
about the
yeah.
legislators.
Yeah.
It says it's
Well,
about.
wait.
We need term
wait,
limits in
you
the
know
House
what?
and in the Senate. We should have term limits. Yeah, yes.
Stop corruption. Yeah.
But we can't get that because why? Well, because the Congress would have to vote on that. And they're not about to vote themselves
against
out of
their
office.
interest.
Yeah, they're not going to do it. But should it be done? Yes, it's probably the only way this country could really survive. Because we already
how
see what they're willing to do in the name of political power.
How about Michelle Obama?
Hey,
Yeah, that's
Hey,
a, you know, she is a constitutional attorney.
She's not interested though.
No.
Way not.
She is
There's
not
no way.
interested.
She's smarter than that. But qualified?
She did.
Yes. Very qualified.
Yeah.
Extremely
we do a
qualified.
great job.
I hate to tell y'all this.
What?
I already know who's gonna run
Who's going to
again on the Democratic side. It ain't gonna be Joe Biden.
Who's it going to be?
It's gonna be Gavin Newsom from California.
You think? You think?
Yes, I know.
Well,
I
he,
know.
you know, he
I
could
know,
step up,
I know.
but I don't know. That would mean Joe would have to declare that he's not going to run, and he hasn't done that. Right now, everything
Yeah, but-
points
yeah.
to him being reelected.
And why do you think that Joe Biden won't run again?
Because he invited Gavin Newsom to the White House one day, and the reporters was all over. They knew that Joe Biden wants this guy to take over because California does so good on the economy.
Well, now I won't debate the fact that if that was the scenario, but it was still predicated by Joe Biden saying he wasn't going to run again.
Yeah.
So
right.
until
I
he
mean,
comes out and says
that's
that,
just hearsay. Yeah, that's hearsay.
Yeah.
You
Jamie
know,
Raskin would be the best. Jamie Raskin would be the best choice to make him.
the law and order guy. The law and order guy. That's what he is.
Jamie Raskin, he would be
Yeah,
excellent. Can you
constitutional.
imagine the
Yeah.
Republican
Constitutional.
coming out
Heads
against
explode.
him? Holy shit, their head would explode. Yes, Timothy Silva Jr.,
Right.
California is now the 4th largest economy in the world. Thought I'd throw
In
it
the
out.
world?
In the world. California's economy is the 4th largest in the world. Boy, doesn't that say
The
something?
latest
Who would-
medical report that
Who would?
more. Sorry, mate. Go on.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll get mine's,
Go ahead.
mine's short and quick. Mine's just short and quick. They just a report that came out that they'd done about the medical health of people in each state, but the report pointed out that more people are dying younger in the red states.
Go figure.
So if they're living to 75,
Red
they're
states are
living
the
to
last
70,
ones to
whatever it may be.
expand Medicare, Medicaid.
It ain't that.
No, but
No,
that was their
no.
result.
It's the shots. It's the COVID. I live in a red state. I know what's going on.
Guess where I
Nobody
live.
wants some. Yeah, you're in a red state.
Yes, sir.
I mean, hey, I go in stores, I mask up, and these people refuse it, and it's the white people. I'm
Well,
gonna
that
tell
might
you now,
send
it's the white people.
And they look at you strange because you
Cinnamon.
got a mask on.
That
Uh,
might explain why
Yeah.
Pfizer this week just increased the price of the COVID stuff 10,000%. I don't know what the price was to the government originally, but now they've increased it 10,000%.
Please don't tell me that.
Oh yeah, it is. I got off. It was a news post on YouTube. I can go back and look it up, but certainly it's there on YouTube. 10,000% of
I
that.
just got my flu shot and my
case,
booster just the other day. Me and my son
Oh,
Tyler
if
both
that's
went and
the-
got our flu shots and our booster shots. So
if that's the case, we need. We already know what we all need to do. It's people like OHC that wants Medicare for all and take care of us because the Republicans have
oh, you talking
fixing
about
to ditch
socialism?
everything
That
we ever
socialist
know.
shit where we take care of people.
Yeah,
They're not up for that. Nope, they're not up for that
them
shit.
roads we ride on.
No, baby, it's all about the profit. And who's making that profit? That's what the Republicans are. They don't give two shits about the
John.
society. They need a working force, baby. Poor, hungry, and needing a job. That's what they need. What's that,
Hey,
Cindy?
I
It was
gotta
the damage report,
everybody
John. It was
here.
on the damage report.
On the damage report?
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, they're pretty
everybody
reliable.
here-
Hold on. Go ahead, Sam.
Everybody on here, I'm serious. Wherever y'all live, y'all go look how much property the school board owns and get back with me because they're taking your tax dollars and buying property. I promise you. Every state you're in, they buy, school board buys all kind of property. Swamp property, every property they get their
I'm not
hands on.
familiar
I'm
with
telling
that.
you all.
I'm not familiar
You
with
look
that.
it up.
I
Look
don't
it
know.
up.
Well, I don't know where you're getting
Look,
that.
look up where you live. Look up where you live.
Well,
How much school board property? It should be public record.
it
How much
is.
school- how
Anybody wants to know
Okay.
exactly where the dollars in your school district are going, you can go and take a look. And that's how come we have school board meetings where people show up and say, hey, I don't know where you're getting that information. I don't know if that's rampant across the United States. There's
Hey, Louisiana, they own property they'll never build a school on. School board goes in and buys the property.
for what?
Listen to me.
For what?
For what? I don't know. I don't know. I
Hey,
have
John?
no clue.
Yeah.
Hey, John?
Yes, sir.
The old lumber yard here in Mathis, they bought that property and they built a big facility there to keep all their pickups and stuff like that.
The school district.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they own that property and it's quite a big piece of property.
But they're using it for a specific purpose. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
If a
yeah,
school
and,
board is buying
you know,
property, it's got to be for a specific purpose. It can't just be
yeah,
for an
it
investment.
takes a little investigating, but I'm sure they own more
They
property.
buy. They buying land here. Land. It ain't no building on it. It's land. It's land. A lot of it in Louisiana.
Well,
Hey,
I would
done
suggest that
touched
somebody in
people-
Louisiana needs to get down to the goddamn school board and go, hey, what the fuck are we spending my money on this land for? What are we going to do with it? The voices in Louisiana need to stand
Yeah,
up if that's going on.
It needs to be
John,
the local.
John,
the-
we can't even get the state troopers down here to get their stories straight when they killed Ronald Green down here and they killed him and we can't even get nobody accountable for it. And the
Brother, I know
But what you
Louisiana.
can do,
are
but what you
still
can
at
do-
it.
what you can do is attend these school board meetings if they're in your district and
Yeah.
you feel like that district is not, appropriating funds correctly because that funds come from taxpayer dollars. You can go to those school board
Yes.
meetings and say something.
Call them out if you
Yeah,
think
but
they're
Bernadette,
misspending your
the first
tax
thing-
dollars.
Yeah, but Bernadette, the minute I say that, they go say, you have a child in this school? Well, I'm too old to have a child.
Tell them no, but I have tax dollars in this
Excuse me.
school.
Excuse me. You don't necessarily have to have a
No,
child in the
uh-uh.
school to go to a school board meeting.
That's your
You don't
tax
have to have
dollars
a
at
child
work,
in the
baby.
school. Those are your tax dollars.
Yeah, and we all
Well,
have
you
it.
know what? I'm gonna try to do
Well,
this. I
don't put
made a
yourself in
promise
any
to
jeopardy.
myself.
But
No, I'm
we
not. You know what I felt? I felt like I needed to step up and run for office
well,
and meet a lot of people. The virus came along and that shut everything down for me by
yeah.
doing this. That's what I was gonna do.
Well,
You
run
gotta
for office
You
or
know,
just be on. There's lots of
my,
ways to use your voice on social
in my
media.
district, the
Good.
school board is still having meetings via Zoom, and you can always they put out their agenda prior to the meeting. If you want to speak, then you notify them that you'll want to speak during the meeting, and you could go to the meetings on Zoom, and you can attend the school board meetings on Zoom.
Yeah, you know what though, Bernadette, there was one problem with that. I live in Louisiana and they don't have no service out here. I'm lucky I'm talking to y'all right now.
Well, then you're gonna have to find out when your school board meetings hold their meetings because it's
Yeah.
regulated. It's
It,
monthly, and you
it's
attend the
put out
meeting.
somewhere. Their
Yeah, it
scheduled
is.
meetings.
And it's called being involved in. All politics is local, and if it starts at the local school board, that's where it starts because that's where these people are trying
What we
to get
can't
in.
do
Then they're
is
going to work their way up.
we can't fall into that thing of saying my voice doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I say. They're all going to do what they want. Well, that might be
Hey,
true, but it starts. Your voice is going to inspire somebody else's voice. Somebody else is going to be behind you, going to go, hey, yeah, that's right. She's right. He's right.
Yeah.
This is America. America, this is the most important time in your life, and the most important changes will happen if you don't get out and vote. If you want to keep your style of life
it's
now,
go-
vote. But if you want to become one of those people that are tracked, reported on, treated like, well, they are left people, and you get less than the people who live next door to you because they're right supporters. I mean, you're talking full-on communism here, people. You are talking, from the world's point of view, we see Nazism within this party, this cult.
Within
The
Republican
GOP,
no,
to
it's
Trump
in
cult.
one
Oh
party.
hell
It's
yes.
in one party.
Are you shitting
It's
me?
in
Right.
one party.
Maggots.
there will be police
They're
walking the
they're
streets
one step
checking
away
on
from
you.
being Gestapo, and you see that in this
Yes.
bullshit with the hanging around ballot boxes. Really, really, you want to see who the threat to American democracy is? It's not the radical liberal left. Hell no, it's the radical right who are willing to take it by force because that's the America they live in. Well, it's not the America I
Social
live
media
in. baby.
will be controlled. John's show, this show now, would not be running.
No,
They would
no,
not
they
let it
shut
run.
my ass down
If
some
it was
way.
Bannon's, you'd have Bannon's show and Big Mouth, Gay Frogs. You'd have his show,
Yeah.
but not these sorts of shows. You would be brainwashed. You will be brainwashed,
Mm-mm-mm. We have a fight.
like most of you are now.
We have a
John,
fight
uh,
this time, but this
It's
is
disgusting
They-
what you're
John,
fighting for.
this is a major.
They think this is gonna get serious. Okay.
So
Let me
this
tell
is
you
how
It's going to
racist
get
it is.
very
This is gonna get
serious in the
serious.
next 2 years,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
right. Yeah, it's past.
This,
Hey, there's gonna be y'all. Hey, when y'all was younger, I'm old. Y'all remember
hell, we're all old, buddy.
Palestinians and the Catholics and the Protestant and fighting every day and all that in the streets. That's what this is.
Let's
coming
hope
to
it doesn't come to that. I mean, there are those in our country right now that want that are looking to have blood in the streets, as they call it.
They pushing us that.
They are
way,
trying, but
John.
as I keep reminding people, if
pushing
anything
us
like that
that
happens,
way.
it will be dealt with by law enforcement and whoever is nearby. It is not. I don't think we're going to see a revolution that's going to show violence all over our country. I don't think so. I don't think there's that many people that are that delusional that think and like I said, what are you going to do? Take up arms against who? Your neighbors? And what kind of bullshit is that?
Exactly. Exactly. But
John, that's a lot of people. 75 million.
You think all of them would take up
Really,
arms
that
against
guy
this
got
country? I don't think so.
no,
On
I
his
don't think he
best
got
fucking
75
day with
million.
all of his followers, he ain't that good.
I don't think he's got 75 million. Seriously, I do not think he's got 75
I
million.
don't either.
I don't think
American
he does either.
saying no.
He's got
He may have
75 million
25
listening
million.
to his ass on Twitter or some shit. But that's a
Yes,
long
but to be
cry
shot at-
from somebody who would
They don't
actually
want to,
go.
they don't want to be. Yes, they don't want to be shot at. They're actually
Yeah.
they'll hold their gun and they'll act tough. But once the National Guard or a police officer shoots at them, they're going to piss their pants.
And I
they're not
think
trained.
look at January 6th itself. Did we see an awful lot of people enter the Capitol? Yes. Did all of them? No. There were more of them outside going, yeah, get them, you do it, Dad. I'm gonna, all that other shit. They're not going to actually go do it. They'll go home bragging that they were there. I was there that day. Yeah, 2 miles back in the back of the crowd somewhere. Not everybody had participated, but those that did need to be held accountable to the highest degree possible. But,
And they still finding them.
yes, they're still prosecuting.
They
The guy
still
that took out Officer Fadone
Well,
just got over 7 years. Good.
If you go
Good.
to the website of the Department of Justice and the FBI, there is actually a list of the people they're still looking for, and you go to photographs on that list, and there's hundreds of them. They got photographs of people that are on the run. They're still looking for them, and they won't give up till they get them. The FBI will get their man, but that's very disturbing, though, knowing the amount of corruption that's going in the Secret Service. I hope the FBI has got this shit sorted out, because there's still Trump-placed people in those departments who infect their bad infections. But even the Saudis now have threatened the USA with a jihad if Biden does something about oil prices. I mean, what the fuck?
Whoa. You just clicked a bell in my head. And
Uh-oh.
guess where Elon Musk got the money for fucking Twitter? Yeah,
His own money. He's got 146 billion.
The Saudis. Look it up.
Why?
The Saudis.
Why would they
The
give him the
Saudis
money?
what now?
To buy it. The Saudis gave him the money to
Yes.
buy Twitter.
Yes. Yeah,
I'm not
the
telling
Saudi,
no lie here, pal.
the Saudis do own part of Twitter now because they own Elon Musk. That's where he went to get the money for it. You know, he's already
John?
put Tesla in a big bind.
Am I lying, John? I'm not lying.
No, I know you're not lying.
No, we're not calling you a liar, Sam, man. No way at all. But that basically means that Elon Musk is $146 billion is basically in name and whatever, whoever values him. How many rocket ships he's got.
I'm going to explain something to y'all.
What?
I'm going to explain something to all this audience you got, John.
What's
I'm going to
that?
explain something. You know what this was? Attempted coup, overthrow of our government. People committed treason, and our government's in shambles because
I don't think you have to
documents are
convince
missing,
anybody of that.
Still missing. Okay, and here we are. So us liberals that never do nothing is going to have to get off our ass and do something.
We're going to get off our ass and go vote.
Because they ain't going to force our fucking hand.
Let me
They're
catch.
going to
Hold on.
force us.
Hold on. I got to catch up because for some reason my little dinger ain't working on the thing when the donation comes in. It's not showing up on the screen. I'll get Travis to fix that. But let me catch up. I want to thank Michael Johnson who came in with a $2 donation and said, "Wait a minute, he has the Marshmallow Marines." Hey, fuck Trump. Thank you very much, Michael Johnson, and let the sun shine through. Let the sun shine through came in with a $10 donation and said, "Congratulations, Brazil, on ousting your right-wing fanatic. If Brazil can do it, we can too. Let's do this." Indeed. I momentarily forgot what his name was a minute ago, but yeah, anyway, Sister Funkenstein came in with $2 donation and said, "Hey, Big Daddy John and BDF, hey, I worked late." Oh, darling, but you're here now, so thank you very much. That's all right. You can rewind it. All the fantastic stuff was right there. You haven't missed a thing.
Hey,
And-
John,
Yes.
you know, my biggest fear is how many mega are in the police force, Highway Patrol,
And you know there are.
military, and there has to
Sorry.
be. They're in our government.
Hold on. Say, man. Go ahead.
Hang on, Sam, man.
Go ahead, Joe.
300 something was left on that 2% report. The 2%ers, they had 185 police officers in that.
Well, my thought on that is are there Trumpers, are there right wing nut jobs in our police departments, in our military? Yes. They reflect the population. Whatever's
And
in our
push
population is in your institutions.
Yeah, and push comes to shove, what side are they going to take?
There you
when
go.
Shit hits the fan.
At a certain point, a man is going to have to choose where you're going to go. If you're a law enforcement, are you going to all of a sudden join the other side and run over there? And drop your oath? That's not an uncommon thing on the Republican side, mind you, but
Of course.
I don't think all of the officers are going to go that way, baby. I still have faith in our institutions. I think there's more good cops than there are bad cops. I think more good cops need to stand up and point out the bad cops and go, hey, this guy's really a dick and he keeps being a dick, and maybe we'll clean it up that way. In the military, there's a uniform code of military justice. Let them step out. Go ahead.
They're here in Louisiana trying to do it. They losing their jobs, calling out the.
They're all
state
over the place, Sam, man.
police for beating
Not just
people
Louisiana.
and
They're all
killing.
over the place, baby.
They here.
They're all over the place.
They calling them out.
Good.
Hey, that's how we got to be.
Yeah.
I mean, John, they gonna take away our rights.
If we don't get out and
People
vote, if we don't stand up for them, yes,
y'all.
they're going to take them away. But it's up to us to stop that shit.
This speech,
That's what this whole thing is about, baby.
This speech was said. They said if they come for you and you say nothing against other people, they gonna come for the other people. You say nothing, and when they come to get
It's a repeat of history if we let that happen.
Gonna be there.
Let me thank J.P. Lieb, who came back in with $5 and said, I plan to buy an electric vehicle in the next couple of years. It will not be a damn Tesla. I don't think I'd buy one either. I've seen a lot of other companies got plenty of them out there to offer. I don't want a Tesla.
They've all got them now. They've all got them.
Yep.
And did you know that they have pledged in America, I don't know which company it was, but it was one of those electric vehicle companies, to sell in the next 5 years, the next 2 years, 500,000 a year, 1 million new electric vehicles within America. That's just one company. They're just taking up, guys. It's picking up. Some of them are really good cars now. They'll go.
They're going to be
miles.
improving all along. Let me thank Sister Funkenstein, who came in with a $2 donation just to tell John not to tell everybody that my dinger isn't working. My dinger's fine. I just want to clear that up. My gong is fine too. Did you hear that gong? That's a big gong over here. That's not no little gong. Anyway, my dinger. I got to get my
Hey,
thing
listen.
fixed.
On 60 Minutes, it's an American 60 Minutes. It was a little cheat thing where they get you to watch the show. They went to the Arizona and interviewed the Arizona AG.
Right.
Because Trump's last rally, he was declaring, the Democrats in Arizona, they had 282 or 262 dead voters. They voted, they're dead, and they voted for Democrats. Well, this is Trump. So they asked him, yes, we investigated that claim,
And
this is face-to-face, and and how did you investigate it? He explained it. We looked at it twice. We went door knocking on the people to find out if they voted, if they're alive or dead, and it took us 6 months, and we found one or two, and one was an accidental on our fault. No one
Only
cheated.
people that's been caught doing voter fraud so far has been Republicans.
I believe all of them.
You're right.
I believe all of them that have been busted in
Exactly.
some kind of voter fraud shit has been a Republican.
Let's not forget that Mark Meadows registered in 3 different fucking places.
I got more than just
Hey,
a
you know
big
what the
gong,
Let's not
sister.
forget-
You know,
I'm telling you.
Trump's new plane?
That's
Trump's
It's
new plane
huge,
is called
huge.
Trump's new plane is called Trump Fart 1. Right, okay? Trump Fart 1.
Trump Fart
That's what it's
1?
been labeled.
Is that his new airplane?
Trump
His airplane?
Fart 1. Yep.
That's
Yeah,
so
not-
sad. He's
not
trying to
whatever it's
Trump
called.
Force 1 bullshit. Trump
Hey.
Fart. Yeah, that's a good one. Because it's full
Yeah,
of fucking
Trump
hot
Fart
air.
1.
Let's not forget
And gas.
the people in Florida, had voted that these people could vote again after they served their time in prison,
Good.
and now they're locking
Good.
them up again for voter fraud. I mean, really, guys?
Oh, yeah,
Come
well,
on
yes, that's
now.
right.
There's been one gentleman whose case has been thrown out of court, and they plan on using his case and his court determination on the rest of the cases, because what
Yes.
DeSantis is doing is against the fucking law.
Even the
And a
police
judge-
are
Dare
and
you
a
say a
judge-
Republican
police-
breaking the law?
So,
The
Really?
police are telling the people as they're arresting them, "Oh, mate, we've got to do. I'm sorry." It's
Yes,
not what
they're
we wanna do."
apologizing
They're actually
up front.
yes. They
And
know
because
it's
every
wrong.
one of the cases, when these people, every one of them, when they went to register to vote, a lot of them had brought up their own history and were told, submit your thing. That has been forgiven, and if it's not, you won't get. It's up to the state to verify who they allow to vote. These people come in, they registered to vote, they were granted voting rights, and they voted. And now Ron DeSantis wants to make a big. This is going to come down this year, this next year between DeSantis and Trump.
He's an evil man. He's as bad
They're
as Trump.
both evil.
With that and
They're both
shipping
willing
on
to
people,
shit on this
that's right.
country to get themselves more power.
Him and Abbott.
Hey,
Him and Abbott.
let me ask y'all. Hold up.
Excuse me,
Wait
excuse
on,
me,
hold on,
no,
Sam, man.
Excuse me, gentlemen.
Hold up.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Time to take care of a little bit of business. John, can you hit the credits button, please?
Oh, I will do that. Is it
Thank
my
you.
look how time has flown?
Yes. it
Thank
is.
you, Bernie. Now, go ahead.
All right. Continue the conversation, please.
You were going to say, Sam, man?
Yeah, let me. Ron DeSantis is not going to win that election either.
Well, let's
I'm
hope not.
telling y'all now, he's not going to win.
Well, let's hope Chris.
Charlie Crist.
Charlie
was
Crist,
a
yeah.
Republican.
Did I just say
He
Chris
was
Chris?
a
Yes.
Republican, but he come over to the other side.
Yes, yeah. So he still has a little bit of a draw to those conservatives still in Florida. So yes, let's hope that he still has that attraction for some of them. Let's hope, because I'd really like to see DeSantis get his ass kicked out so he could
Well,
spend all his time trying to beat
I already,
Trump.
Already
Anyway,
heard that he, Florida, Florida is not even repaired. It ain't even started. It's nothing.
well, let's hope. The Catman, are you in here? Are you with us there, Keith?
10-4. 10-4.
There he is.
Hello, everyone.
How are you doing, brother?
Making it on day by day.
Day by day, brother, one day at a time.
It takes Keith, bro. You have my sympathies. You know that, and my shoulder.
That's all you can do, brother. One day at a time, one step at a time.
By the way, I wanted to say to Keith, Keithy, thank you so much for sending me that picture the other day. You have no idea how much that touched my heart.
See there, ain't that sweet?
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. That
You're
was-
welcome.
Ain't this a loving family? I'm telling you. We give a
She's
shit.
beautiful.
It is.
If one of us is hurting, we all
We
hurt.
all feel it.
Yes.
And believe me, Lord, there is a lot of pain in this family. And we have family members that are suffering through a variety of situations, from medical to financial. We have blue dots that are a hair's breadth from losing their home. You know, it is heartbreaking sometimes. This is a vast family, but it's a family with a big heart, and they reach out, baby.
Yep.
So
Can I
if
jump
there's
in?
somebody in this family that needs help, let us know, baby. Let us know. We'll lift you up. We will.
Okay. Please.
Because y'all do me.
Please let Keith say something.
Minnesota.
And,
I'm
hi,
about
Keith.
4 miles from Minneapolis Airport. Maybe a mile, quarter of a mile from Minnehaha Falls. After George Floyd's murder, a lot of buildings had been torn down. And what is happening is they're putting in 5, 6-story buildings with the bottom ones for businesses
Right.
and foods and tax stuff, just businesses.
Right.
The second, third, fourth, fifth floors, nice balconies, grant you. They're building, and they're building them all over this place.
Those are apartments in those buildings.
They're building brand new ones.
You know in a situation like that, Keith, I'm looking at you have businesses down at the bottom, stores and others, retail outlets and stuff. That builds a neighborhood. It binds a neighborhood.
John, it does, but you have to ask yourself, is this the regentrification of this neighborhood where the people
think
that
it is.
actually got burned out of these buildings
Should be the
will
ones.
not have a place to stay?
No, they need to be priority
They
one
can't
to be
afford
the people that are allowed to move into those buildings, or those that
Yeah,
are being
well,
displaced
that's
by the
not
ones.
what-
They won't
that's
be able
not
to
Yeah,
what
afford the rent,
unfortunately,
mate.
it's a capitalistic system, and it's whoever has the money.
Okay, y'all, check this out. These apartments, these new ones that they're
Mhm.
building, a 1-bedroom is going for $1,800.
No, no.
And that's what I'm talking about.
You
Yeah.
know,
And
and
we're going to see the same
my-
thing happen in Florida.
my
Yes,
mortgage
after this hurricane.
is only $1,005, and I have a 4-bedroom house.
Hmm We're going to see the same thing happen in Florida, where you have all these properties that had all these old homes on them. They're going to get brand new buildings built. Of course they will. And then the people that live there will not be able to move back into that neighborhood. They're
And
going to
that
get
happens so
priced out
often.
of it. And that's
It'll be,
regentrification. And that's fucking insane.
It'll be upper middle class people only that'll be living in those places. And you watch all the parklands being
Hey, if the
beautified,
rent's
all the
$1,800 a
streets
month,
will be-
Jesus,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
in the hell can afford that shit?
Especially when minimum wage, federal minimum wage is still $7.25.
It has not been risen yet. Although there's a lot of companies that have stepped up and raised their minimum wage, but that they're few and far between. Not
If
enough.
you want good workers,
A
if you
lot
want
of-
good
a lot
workers,
of
you're going to
progressive
pay.
states have gone and raised their minimum wage, but you're not going to see that in a red state.
In
all.
my defense,
They'll lose the good labour. The good labour that does a good job will go and to work for another company that pays fairly, or they'll change states. There may be a big population move. I don't know. It may be happening now in a little way. It's not noticeable. But the people with the families struggling today, they will have to move to a state where they can afford to live. They're not going to
And
live in poverty when they can go
and
next door,
Ozzy?
another state. Yeah.
If you have a lot of these places that are being rebuilt, owned by corporate housing development agencies, they don't give a shit whether you
Yeah.
got money or whatever. They're going to do whatever they do because they will
course
find
they are.
somebody to put into
Because
those
capitalism.
places.
It's all
Exactly.
about the money.
This has been bugging me all week, and I've been thinking about Trump and waiting for the indictment and that. I want to get your opinion on what you think. I've got this scenario written down here. What you think? I think a couple of things could happen if Trump knows he's going to be indicted. Like he's going to get a phone call to say we're coming down or whatever. He's not going to just be shocked by the indictment. I think personally he's had this plane refurbished. His supporters have paid for it. Will he leave the country? Will he take off?
Will he make a
Because he's
run for
closed
it?
He's closed his businesses in New York. He's declaring them bankrupt. That might be related to the court case, but You know, it's like he's channeling
Things
down
ain't
whatever
looking
he's
too
got
good
into a
for
little
Donnie.
funnel.
Things are not looking
Yeah,
good for him.
or he'll start a little war, or try and start a
Those are
January
the two
6th
options.
again.
He leaves or he starts a war.
Yeah.
I'm betting he starts a war. Because his
think so?
ego won't let him run away. Are you shitting me? He's the greatest thing in the world. People will fight for him. He loves that. He loves that. He has put himself
Well, you think
above
he's gonna
God and
decide-
country, baby. He is
I
their
think he'll
ultimate.
run.
I don't think.
You think he'll run?
I think he'll run. He'll go to Saudi Arabia or Russia.
Oh, you think he's
He'll
going to
run.
run away?
Because the DOJ or Department of Justice have apparently brought in this big
He'd have to
this
go to
big
Russia.
hot shoe lawyer that knows all about terrorism. Did you see that
He
in the
would have to
news?
go to Russia or North Korea. It's the only two I know that would take his ass in that we can't get him out of. He can't go to Saudi
Oh,
Arabia.
yeah.
We'll get his ass in Saudi.
No,
I don't think Trump or his roaches want to deal with ex-military or ex-navy
Hoorah, my
because
friend.
we know what it's like.
It's not our first rodeo, and we come prepared. Let me catch up real quick here. I want to thank Old Bat with 2 cats, and I still think you need more cats. Came in with a $20 donation and said the former guy's flatulence was what the real cause of the hurricane. Fuck Trump. Yeah, you notice that they're pretty Florida. All he had to do is turn his butt in the right direction, and there you go. Naples wiped off the map, baby. You got to get his ass out of there, I'm telling you. And Sister fucking Stein came back in with another $5 and said, much love to the entire Blue Dot family. Volunteer to be a poll watcher. Be safe. Fuck Donald J. Trump with a vengeance. Have a great week, BDF. Gong me. You got it, baby, Sister fucking Stein. Thank you very much. I like your enthusiasm, and she's right. She's right. We got 9 days left, baby. We need to pump the pom-poms, baby. Get as many people out as you can. It is the most important election of our lifetime. But the next 2 years are going to be decisive for our country. So be prepared, baby. Be willing to stand your ground and stand up for this country, because that's how we got here, because other people were willing to stand up for us. So we can do no less to the future that comes
Democracy
behind
is on
us.
the ballot.
It is, baby. It is. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight and joining the conversation. Keith, Catman 56, my brother up in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Hoorah, my friend. Thank you. Go Marines, baby. Semper Fidelis, buddy. Semper Fi. Anyway, thank you for coming in, Keith. We appreciate it. And let me see. Well, what happened to Sandman? Sandman done left the room. Oh, he's down in the audience.
He had a bad connection.
Oh, okay.
He had a bad connection.
He had a bad connection. Well, before we leave, because I just seen who jumped up down there. Mitch Goldstein, are you shitting me? I can't leave now. Mitch is here. Congratulations on the new job, buddy.
Oh yeah, we just got back from our Caribbean cruise.
Are you? You already been there? No, that's right. I've seen you getting on the.
Yeah.
Man, I want to go to Caribbean cruise.
I don't think there was enough room for you in our stateroom.
I don't think so, brother. But I hope you had a wonderful time.
I'll tell you, I saw some peculiar motherfuckers on that boat.
Really? I've never been on a
Holy
cruise. I don't know what that experience is like. How did Julie like it?
Did you get seasick? Were you seasick?
No, and it was pretty rough seas, but no, I've never gotten seasick. It wasn't anybody really having any trouble. It was pretty rough though.
Yeah.
It was noticeably difficult, especially after you drink half a bottle of wine.
I see. Romance is in the air. I see.
But I know John was in the Navy, so there's nothing.
But you don't know about John, and John don't go on boats. John is Airedale Navy. I fly shit. I don't go on boats.
I get it, but you've been on a boat. I know you've been on a boat.
I have been on a ship. My dad was in the Navy. I've been on ships my whole life. Yeah, I've been on ships before. They're not boats. They're ships.
But it was really enjoyable. We had a good time.
I am so happy for you.
Yeah, it was good. I really needed it. I needed a break. That whole job was really not for me.
Yeah.
And I have a new opportunity starting tomorrow morning, bright and early. I'm really super excited.
Good.
I'm also exhausted because my day started at 7 a.m. And they told us get the fuck off.
Get off the boat.
Basically.
Thanks for your money. Get the fuck off. we
Yeah,
got more people coming on. They got new money.
That's true, and they have to turn the ship around, and they were getting it ready to go on a 2-week cruise to the Panama
Oh, they got
Canal.
more money than you. Get off the boat. Get off the boat.
That's right. Excuse me, John. Did you realize that there's somebody else in the room? Miss Linda?
Miss Linda? Oh. Well, I invited her a long time ago. I didn't see her sneak up here, Miss Linda. How are you, dear? Well, no, she pissed off.
Oh, you know what? She probably got discorded waiting.
Oh, man. She gets discorded a lot.
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
Well, hang here.
I don't know what it is. I used to not be able to use my phone on Discord without being knocked off. And the last few shows, I've had no issues, and I'm on my phone being knocked off. So I think it's relative maybe the area you live in or the way your phone can receive. But try restart. Everyone's phone there's a restart. You just hold your start open and close button and hold it. You get an opportunity to restart your phone, and that'll take your phone through a little, make sure it's tied and everything's connected in the right areas, and then you'll find your phone runs a little bit better, and you may not have a Discord problem.
Yep.
Just a thought.
Well, Miss
Linda, can you hear us at all?
well aware of how to restart.
Yes, she does. She gets discorded more than anybody
I'm
in here.
saying the whole phone. The whole phone.
Yeah, that's where it picks
up.
Yep.
Well, good night, guys. I gotta go.
Well, Joe, thank you for coming in, brother.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate it, and I'll be talking to you soon. Excellent brisket, by the way. Joe hooked me up with some brisket that he had cooked, and man, boy, how'd he ship. I talked about it last time, though.
None of us want to hear about that.
Man knows how to cook some brisket. He does. He knows what he's doing around that pit.
In his front yard. Okay.
And we're talking about. Me and Joe was talking about. We need to get a group of, if any of the Blue Dots are interested in the South Texas area, about maybe getting together over at Mathis State Park for a get together. Please let me know in messages or anything else you can. Let me know how many people might be interested in that, and Joe and I will maybe put a little something together. Joe's got
John, I'm going to jump off. We're kind of out of it. I just wanted to tell you hello, and we haven't been. We've been on the high seas.
You've been on the love boat, buddy. We know.
Unavailable, yeah.
Been on the love boat. Well, tell Julie, give Julie my best.
She's right here.
That's your new job, Mitch.
Yeah. Well, Julie, welcome home, baby. I hope you had a great time.
Well, I wanted to find out from Mitch how he felt about what Kanye said, and the couple of other the GOP jerks.
Oh, that's a whole other show.
Anything that he said or discussed it as far as he's concerned, he doesn't exist.
Yep. Excellent.
All right.
That's
Good night, everybody.
Good night, Mitch, and thank you for coming by and visiting, brother.
See you around.
All right. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. Be well. Be safe.
And Miss Linda, did you ever jump in here? Nope. Well, we'll have to let her know. Before we run off, though, I want to thank Sister Funkenstein, who came in again and came back with another $2 and said,
Okay.
Huh?
She's on. She's on.
Oh, Miss Linda?
I'm back. Am I back? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we was just walking out the door.
Oh, well.
We'll meet in the blue room. Did you have something you wanted to bring up, though?
No. Just remember Katie Porter. We need that girl.
We need Katie Porter. I love that woman. I love how she is directed in your face.
She's having a hard time in the district down there.
Is she?
Her district got redistricted, and she needs the help.
Well, if you can send a few dollars to look up look up Katie Porter on the internet. You can find her where to donate to her. Please reach out. I slacked off on my 2 for Blue tonight.
This is gerrymandering, isn't it? This is through gerrymandering. she's been made weaker.
Yeah,
No,
it's common across the
we,
United States.
we had a citizens
Republicans are.
committee that redistricted.
Yeah, there's
Is that
several.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
It's supposed to be
redistricted here in
no
Texas and gave up 2 more Republican districts. Shit.
Let's not forget that redistricting is dependent upon the census, and our last census was stopped short and probably miscounted.
Yeah.
So,
You think?
Well, we won't talk about that.
I do. Yeah, I do. For the people that were in charge, I hella think it was miscounted.
Yeah, but they're encouraging the site.
I
They're
remember when it
encouraging.
was the big story.
McCarthy was encouraging in a meeting how people can miscount. He wants hand counts in certain places or whatever. They're encouraging how to cheat on the hand count. This is disgusting. This is all out in the open. I hope that the people in control of the polling booths are aware of the cheating, or the counting rooms are going to be right on this cheating shit. I really do. It should be televised. Is it televised or not, the counting room?
No.
Well,
there are cameras. There are cameras some places.
At the polls and in the counting room.
Yes. Yeah, there are cameras there. There's cameras everywhere in every polling booth nowadays. In the counting areas. So, good.
Because I think the Democrats I think the first time the Democrats may be challenging a few results.
John, can I make a quick PSA?
Sure.
Everybody who's voting, if you have a Secretary of State on your ballot in your state, be careful who you elect Secretary of State, because it is up to the Secretary of States that are certifying the election. And if you got one of them Republican election deniers running in your state, you need to vote blue against that shit.
Need to vote blue all the way down that ticket.
Absolutely.
Make a statement.
All the way down
Pay
that ticket.
attention to your Secretary of State.
You're right.
Telling you won't be. Americans, stand up, vote, and vote blue everywhere you can, and let them freaking know you're not going to cop their shit.
Use your voice and your vote, Betty. Make it powerful. Let me finish Sister Funkenstein's donation of $2. She said, you just made me think of a Columbo episode. Not a boat. Not a boat. Let me explain this for Navy terms. If you are on a ship and you and your buddies go to town and you're out there having a great time, one of them might turn to the other one and say, we got to get back to the boat. That's right. They can call their ship a boat. You call their ship a boat, and yeah, you're in for a discussion. Anyway, Sister Funkenstein, thank you, baby. It's not a boat.
And put a boat on a ship, but you can't put a ship on a boat.
That's right, baby. You could put a boat on a ship, but you cannot put a ship on a boat. And there are boats on the ship. They're called lifeboats.
You know, an old Marine, in the 1980s, we were doing drills, and I'm walking down 3 layers of planks. It's on the left side, and I'm looking at like a 10, 12 ton armored vehicle. And I look to the right, and the beach is like 3 miles away.
Yep.
And I said,
go ahead.
Hey, can I get off of this boat? And some of the Navy guys, and they were on like maybe 2-3 stories above, and they were watching. And somebody yelled out at me, "This ain't a boat.
This ain't a
it's
boat.
a ship."
You're in a boat.
I look at the right side at that vehicle that I'm supposed to board and drive 3 miles. And I screamed out, "Hey, Navy boy, can I get back aboard your ship?"
Yeah, let me get back on the ship. This thing's moving down here. Yeah, it's not easy getting into a landing craft on the side of a ship, is it?
I've always rated that boats are for rivers and ships are for the ocean. You can't take a ship up a river.
Well, Let me thank
it's a
Sister
river.
Funkenstein, who came in with another donation. Baby, thank you very much. But be careful. She came in with $5 and said, "We have Trump deniers running for Secretary of State across the board," and we do, in prominent places, and those are going to be the people that will count the votes in 2020, 1924, in 2024. We have to make sure this vote counts. Sister Funkenstein, thank you very much. And before we go, because I see it coming up and I got to get that fixed, Nina Gonzo just came in with $10 donation and said, "I have been trying to listen tonight, but with these grandkids, it has been rough voting tomorrow." Well, baby, it's just the sweet sound of your grandkids. How can that be distracting to you? I can only imagine. Anyway, Nina, thank you very much. I want to thank everybody who donates to this show a la carte and through our Patreon. It is indeed the only thing that keeps my ass afloat nowadays. It's allowing me to pay all of my bills instead of just some of them, and it gets tough. So I appreciate every dollar that is donated to this show, and it comes from my heart, baby. It really does. I'm not just blowing smoke. Anyway, who did we not say goodnight to? I know we ain't said goodnight to Miss Linda. Miss Linda, thank you, baby, for coming in and visiting. We appreciate it.
Oh, welcome. Thank you.
Every time you.
Good night, John Boy.
Good
Sweet
night,
dreams.
Mary Ellen. That best kind to have, baby. And
Uh-huh.
Aussie Dave, thank you, brother, for coming in. Always enjoy your conversation. The outside looking in. We appreciate it, brother.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you.
Take care of
I
yourself.
hope I didn't offend anyone. I hope I didn't offend anyone as an outsider, but I don't feel like an outsider when I speak to this.
No,
family.
you're not. You're part of this family, and we love you, brother. And Bernadette,
Thank you.
what can I say, baby? Every time. We appreciate you so much for being part of this, and we love you.
To the Blue Dot family, we have hope. Brazil just voted to beat fascism, and we can do it too. Take somebody to the polls with you, and if you can't do that, at least encourage somebody to vote.
There you go.
Okay.
All right. Get a kettle prod. Just get. No, don't do that. You get arrested. Anyway, if things go right in the way I planned them to go, if the magic works in the computer system and all this shit, we will be live tomorrow night for Halloween. So dress up in your favorite costume, and check. There's a good chance we could be live tomorrow just for fun. It's going to be Halloween, and things are getting spooky already. Shit, man. So.
It's scary out there, guys.
It is scary out there. So take care of yourself. Again, thank you for being a part of this Blue Dot family on YouTube, on Facebook. Thank you for taking the time to be a part of this. We got 8 days, baby, 9 days. Time is coming up, baby. Make sure you got your vote in. We need it. We want it. Anyway, y'all take care of yourself. Y'all say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, y'all.
Good night, y'all. We'll see y'all later. Take care of yourself. We love you. Put a smile on your face, baby. Make somebody else smile, too. It'll make them wonder what they're doing.